Hi, I'm Chris. I'm the author of Bongis Quest. Bongis Quest is a little book about a rhino that finds his uncle that has been poached, and he goes on a long journey to go find out what happened to his horn. A very small little book, but it's got a very big heart, and so far has gone through to 12 different countries and 6 different continents in a matter of 4 months. And this adds up to just over 4,000 books that have been sold out of hand to date through postal services. How the book all came about is I've got 2 children, and I always used to tell them stories about the bush. I was a ranger before, and I met up with another lady with a newspaper, Heidi, and she introduced me or told me about Spoon. And Spoon is a conservationist as well. He's got a little company of his own called Green Kids Initiative, and he's done quite a lot for the rhino already. And I think just hearing about Spoon and his efforts got the story coming out of me, and so I wrote it. Spoon, however, is a wonderful conservationist, and I'd like to get him just to tell him a bit a bit about himself as well.
Awesome. Yeah, basically I'm Sponiso Pagati from KZN, and Chris and I, we met about 9 months ago.
Yeah.
It was shortly after we'd done a walk, basically from May to June, May to the end of July. Myself and another gentleman did a walk across the country for rhino conservation, and you know, we had one message, and it was basically that our common heritage is being taken from us. And since then, I started Green Kids, which is an environmental education initiative for under-resourced schools. And slowly we're trying to bridge the gap between urban schools and rural schools. And you know, there's lots of vehicles to do that with sport, cross-pollination basically of ideas. And from there, Chris and I met, and he told me about this book that he has in his mind. And you know, when you meet someone new, you think, okay, let's see what happens. And basically he brought me on board with the translations, and he kept pumping it, and he just had this heart, this passion behind this idea. It was just an idea in his mind, and you know, we just wanted to see the reality, and here it is.
It's so crucial. I didn't actually realize the value of what Spoon does until we met up. Remember that what is it, the Yellow Elephant School?
Yes.
There were about 40 orphans that we went and we handed this book out to, and we did this massive rhino chat and telling them about the rhino and the poaching. And obviously that's where Spoon comes in like brilliantly, because he can translate and really connect with the kids. But after the whole thing, it just suddenly dawned on us, and we asked how many of the kids had seen rhino. And of the 40 children, there were like 3 hands that went up. And I suddenly realized, you know, what are we doing? How can you educate a child to protect a species that they haven't even seen yet? And this is exactly where Spoon comes and fits into this whole project, because that's what he's doing on a daily basis. So not even it wasn't even the intention, but a perfect fit for this project. So Spoon and I are now, this is another crazy thought of mine again, and I've put us into some deep water now.
Lovely. He's talking to us. Awesome. And there go some mouse birds as well. We now have put ourselves in a position where we're going to go and cycle around the entire Kruger National Park. Sorry, Spoon. I'm excited. Honestly, it's a challenge.
But that's what this whole thing is about. It's about education. And I heard that the poachers were talking to the village children and getting information from them about rhino movements and that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, this is a brilliant opportunity to educate those children and get them on our side. And obviously, the hotspot for poaching to date this year, we're looking at, not even halfway through the year, we're talking about 229 rhinos. But the hotspot is the Kruger National Park. So I thought, well, that's the best place to start. That's where most of the poaching is happening. And what better way to not just educate the children with a call to action in the form of a telephone number that the kids can phone if they do hear anything about poaching, but to create awareness through cycling around the hotspots. And we're going to do it on bicycles. So we've got about 1,000 kilometers ahead of us. Are you a cyclist?
No.
Are
you a cyclist?
No,
oh, lovely.
I think the last time I cycled more than 50 Ks was when I was about 7, but we're going to be cycling 50 Ks a day for the first 10 days, and that's going to do the southern and western boundary, and then we're going to move over to Mozambique with a Portuguese version to do Mozambique. It's mostly Portuguese. in line with that, there is a Mandarin Cantonese book. I'm waiting for a Vietnamese book, and that will be the next project in getting this book into Asia, which is obviously the crux. That is where the demand is, and we need to sort that out. Otherwise, everything we're doing this side is just a total waste of time. If the demand is still there, we're never going to get to the end of this. So that's Bongis Quest.
It's amazing, actually, just to think how, I'm serious, how an idea, what started off as an idea, has become a book. From a book,
that's
we've
crazy.
Gained the support. From the support, and now it's taking it around the Kruger National Park.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely insane. But we're doing it, and thanks everyone for their support. We're going to sort this out. Education is key. Education, as Nelson Mandela said, is the most powerful weapon to change the world, that you can use to change the world. And I'm seeing it happening already. Thanks for coming aboard, Spoon.
Hey, thank you for having me, and we're going to make a change.
We are. Should we high five that one?
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, big time.
It is going to be awesome.